What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and I got some breaking news for you. Just as I had predicted, another domino has fallen. And look, again, the more dominoes that fall, the more will fall inevitably. But what am I talking about? Well, college sports, college football in particular, has seen another domino fall. CBS is reporting Big Ten cancels college football season for fall 2020, hopes to play in spring of 21. Following a morning meeting of the conference's presidents, the Big Ten on Tuesday has decided to cancel the college football season for fall 2020 with hopes of playing in spring 2021. League sources tell CBS Sports. With this decision, the Big Ten has become the first Power 5 conference to decide not to play this fall amid the COVID-19 pandemic. And they're stacking up, bro. They're stacking up. Conferences are dropping. Now, the MAC conference is out. We're having FBS schools like UConn and Old Dominion drop out. So I'm telling you, it's going to end up being entirely canceled at some point. I mean, it's inevitable. It just is. Sentiment throughout college football entering Sunday night was that the Big Ten and Pac-12 would cancel their seasons this week. However, the combination of outspoken coaches and the We Want to Play hashtag and the We Are United hashtag movement that developed suddenly late Sunday seemed to give pause to the 5 major conferences. Well, not so much. Because look, I mean, the players and stuff, whatever, they said the same thing that the players said in the NFL. We want to play, but we want it to be safe. It's not. And so, they need to make the right decisions. And so, look, here it is. The Big Ten is now out. Pac-12 has not made their decision yet, but we will see. Big Ten coaches, including Ohio State's Ryan Day, Michigan's Jim Harbaugh, Penn State's James Franklin, and Nebraska's Scott Frost, publicly advocated for playing the 2020 season on Monday. However, their pleas and those of Big Ten players were not enough to change the collective minds of the Big Ten leaders, which is good. It's interesting, though. What I find fascinating, one thing that I find fascinating is that Jim Harbaugh, Michigan's coach, right, was advocating for the season. I don't know any of his specific comments or anything, but he's clearly advocating for this season, where his brother, John Harbaugh, in the NFL, coach of the Ravens, was pretty outspoken against the protocols and stuff that the NFL... Now, to be fair, he didn't, really say much after that. So, who knows? But it's kind of just interesting that they had, seemingly different opinions there. Myocarditis emerged as a significant health concern that largely led to the Big Ten's decision. The condition involves an inflammation of the heart muscle. It can reduce the heart's ability to pump, causing rapid or abnormal heartbeat. At least 15 Big Ten players have been left with myocarditis after contracting COVID-19, according to a high-ranking source within the Big Ten. And that's part of what I've been telling you guys, is that it's not just the initial virus, right? It's not just having the virus, getting sick, and, dying from it, from having it right then and there, whatever. And it generally, or starts off as an respiratory illness, right? But it does so many other things to the body, including the heart, the brain, the lungs, obviously, and other things, that it can provide, or it can cause other devastating long-term effects that could ultimately end up killing you. And it's not worth the risk. Damn, this word is so hard to say. Myocarditis is the ball game right now, the source said. It is the major issue they're looking at between the Pac-12 and the Big Ten. That's what is really driving the push to push this thing off to spring. Now look, the Big Ten's out. So now that they're out, it's more likely that the Pac-12 is going to drop. If the Pac-12 drops, then it'll be even more likely that the other conferences will drop, because then there goes all these teams. With each conference that drops, all these teams. That's one out of that's the first of the Power 5. Power 5. The first of the Power 5. Okay, well, if another Power 5 conference goes, well, then you're down to 3, right? So I think you get the idea. In its latest medical guidelines, the NCAA said infected persons of any age with underlying heart conditions are at risk. There have been tons of people that didn't have pre-existing conditions that have died from this, or then developed serious conditions afterwards because of it. But anyway, there's at least one Power 5 school where athletes who test positive for the coronavirus automatically get an EKG. Big 12 Commissioner Bob Bowlesby told the Associated Press on Sunday there was growing evidence of concern over myocarditis. Medical experts have told West Virginia Athletic Director Shane Lyons that moving to the spring will give us more time to be able to understand if the virus does necessarily impact the heart. It does. It absolutely does. They just don't know in all the ways and the different severities, etc. Recovering from myocarditis can vary anywhere from a few weeks to a few months, according to Harvard Medical School. For weeks, it was believed that if any and that's the thing too. Imagine, so then a dude gets that in the NFL and then he's out for months or whatever. And it can happen to lots of guys. It's not a workable thing. For weeks, I was believed that if any Power 5 conference decided to punt first on playing college football in the fall, it would be the Big Ten. After all, this was the conference that announced over a month ago it was moving to a conference-only schedule for the fall. And I told you then, look, these are the first steps. Okay, now you have the Ivy League dropping out. Now you have all of these conferences saying, okay, we're going to do conference only. Well, now they've taken the next step and said, well, there goes our season. We're going to try for the spring, but we'll see, right? Let's see. The Big Ten became the first conference to make such that adjustment in a move that blindsided their Power 5 brethren. However, in short order, the other conferences ultimately made similar moves, albeit with varied configurations and projected start dates. And they will also follow suit in this. Watch. Will the other Power 5 conferences follow suit with canceling their fall 2020 seasons? Yes, they will. Pac-12 presidents are meeting Tuesday afternoon to decide just that. The SEC and ACC appear prepared to move forward while the Big 12 is currently in limbo. Though cancellations have been taking place at all levels of college football, only recently did they affect the 130-team FBS. UConn was the first FBS team to call curtains on a fall 2020 season last week. UMass followed suit on Tuesday. The MAC was the first FBS conference to call off playing fall sports. It was joined by the Mountain West on Monday. Old Dominion on Monday became the first individual member of an FBS conference to cancel its season. So I told you, another domino, another major domino, and they're gonna keep falling. They will keep falling. And so look, Pac-12 apparently is still meeting today. Perhaps they will, we will get news on that. And if they do, if that breaks, then I will bring that to you as well. With that, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys appreciate my perspective in my videos. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Share my channel and videos with your friends and family. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comments section. And of course, as always, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Dillon Tartaro. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.